Just had a guy over and we were talking actually for a few hours. Good conversation. And we were talking about things that, important to guys. It doesn't take long before guys are talking about things that are important. We start talking about, relationships. A lot of you think, oh, guys, all they want to talk about is cars and sports and things that they're doing. Well, we do, because it's really important to us. But if you really trust somebody, you really trust a guy, one of the things you start doing is talking about, struggling with this and struggling with her, or struggling with him, or struggling with, some sort of relationship that you're going through. So anyways, we're having this conversation about relationships and talking about how to love the people that are difficult. And, a lot of these things were going on. I was talking about how the word of God says you got to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. And if you love God with everything, how much love do you got in for anything else? It's sort of like if you got $100 and someone takes out $100, how much more money you got? You got nothing, right? So you got no love for anything else. The only thing you have is love for God. And it says love your neighbor as yourself. It's kind of weird. Start thinking about that. And as we were discussing it, one of the things that came to me is, we got to ask that person, how do you want to be loved right now? And it struck me, that's the wrong question to be asking. Because sometimes, and this was easy, she doesn't even know how she wants to be loved. Because some days it's this, and some days it's that, and some days it's the other thing. And, you never really know where she's coming from. It's like, you know what? We never know where the other person is coming from. That makes things really difficult, doesn't it? And it does for me. And, I'm not always the brightest guy in the world. And, trying to understand women really makes me confused. But this is what I do get. I do get that no matter what the situation is, no matter what who the person is or what they're putting you through, our responsibility and our calling is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. So it struck me that if I'm asking that person how they want to be loved, I'm asking the wrong person. Who I should be asking right now is saying, hey, God, I don't know how to do this right now. How do I love you right now? I don't ask that enough. I don't stop and say, God, how do I love you right now? Something comes in front of me and it's like, I don't like that. God, how do I love you? Something comes in front of me and I do like it. And it's like, God, how do I love you? Good things, bad things. It's like, God, in the middle of this, how do I love you? Like, what am I supposed to do to show you that I love you? It really doesn't matter what they want. It doesn't. It doesn't matter what I want. Because the reality is God says, I will supply all your needs. So when I love God, and I say, God, how do I love you? What God is going to show me, God's faithful, and he says he is. What he's going to do is he's going to show me how this person needs to be loved. It struck me. God says we are his hands and we are his feet. We're his ambassadors. When people see us, they're supposed to see God. And one of the things that they need to see in me is that God says, I'm a refuge. I'm an ever-present help in times of trouble. If I'm going to love God, I'm going to say, God, how do I show others who you are? I'm going to be loving like God is. I'm going to be a help. I'm going to be an encouragement. I'm going to be somebody that you can trust. I'm going to be somebody that's going to tell the truth. I am somebody that you are going to know has no intention to hurt you, not to harm you, but to give you a hope in a future. I realize that what I need to be offering is what God offers. That's how I love him. God, how do I love you? God says, be me to that person. It's like, well, that person's being an idiot. And God says, well, so are you. And I love you. So how are you going to be me to that person? How have I loved you? It's like, man, you were always there. You always cared. You always gave me the truth, but you never put me down. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at today. And I haven't making these videos in a while, but this one struck me and I wanted to make it before I forgot. Maybe it'll remind me to do it a little bit more. Anyways, hope that's been an encouragement to you guys. Have yourselves a great day. God bless you.